Okay, so I've stuck with this Alpine Winter Suite working with. So I've used the DSP as the main focus of this card. I have used the sentiment is from the Winter Adventure stamp set. This is the stamp set as well, and if you watch my earlier video, you'll see how to get this piece in the different ink colors. So let's build this card. Here's all the pieces, but let's build the card. Okay, so I've just taken a standard card base, your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I've scored it, and I'm going to do it this way. I'm doing it a landscaped way. I generally always start with the inside of my card first to get that done and out of the way. So let's just put some adhesive. I just use scrap white piece that I have, so you can make it any size of what you have. There's no point in cutting brand new sheets if you already have it where it's a size that kind of fits or that looks right for what you're doing. So I'm just going to center that in there. Alright, so our inside is in. Okay, so I've taken, this is the DSP from that same Alpine Winter Suite. The back has this blue and kind of crumb cake color pattern. And this is the pine cone side. So this is the side we're going to use. And I've also taken this kind of matching crumb cake cardstock. And all I've done is I've cut, I left this 5 1/2 by 3. Okay, 5 1/2 by 3. I cut these at 5 1/2 lengthways. And then all I did was kind of tear down here so you get that ripped edge look. And again, you can make that as wide as you want because we're going to adhere it to the back of this piece here. So what I'm going to do is just take a strip of glue down each side of the DSP. And you can do this you don't have to put the adhesive both sides at the same time. But we're just going to line this up. That's your preference on what you feel more comfortable working with. And I'm just going to line it up for how much I want showing on each side. So I think that looks good. So I'm just going to press that down. And then I'm going to flip it over and do the other side. You're going to want to make sure that the rip side is out. And again, you're just going to kind of line it up with how much of that piece you want showing. Okay, so I think that looks even. I'm going to put that down. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this and adhere this to my card base. Alright, I'm going to center it kind of in the middle of the card base, but again, it's your preference on where you kind of want to put it. That's the look I was going for. I wanted to make this piece kind of like the focal part. Okay, so it looks center, press that down. Alright, so that is what it looks like as of right now. I really like this look. Okay, so what I've done with this is the punch that goes with the Advent set. So it's this punch here. Okay. So this is from the new catalog. This one's really cool. It has this really neat design. It has the whole part too that you can punch out, but we're not going to use that part. We're just using the main piece there. So that's the punch we've used. I've just punched it out in the same color cardstock as the back pieces there. And I've stamped in Pecan Pie, Send a Good Times Your Way, which is from the Winter Adventure stamp set. Okay. But again, any color you want. I mean, you can kind of tie in your other colors, or if you want to stick with black, whatever your preference is on that. It's really, I'm really all about customizing whatever look you're looking for there, and kind of create that for yourself. What I've done is also, what I did was flipped over, and I want this back corner, and I just put on a little piece of tape across there. I also stamped this more closer to the right side because I wanted to put the pine cone pieces that we had in that over top of here. So that I don't kind of cover any of that. And then all I did was I took some gold thread. I kind of looped it around. Again, this is more personal preference, kind of whatever look you like with this. I just wanted something kind of light and airy. I gave a little bit of sparkle. Whoops, I can't get that one to stay in. Okay, and then that little piece of glue that I have on the back, I'm just going to stick that on there. So that. I want that one to come over a little bit. And again, you can just kind of play around so you're happy with how that looks. Oh, that one came undone. I may need to add a little bit more glue if that's okay. Okay, so that one I'm happy with. And then let's get that one stuck down. And make sure they stick there. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to put some adhesive on the all the back of that. I don't want this popped up because I'm going to pop up one of the pine cone pieces. So I'm going to put some adhesive there. And I'm just going to stick it down. I kind of chose to off-center it to the left a little bit. But again, that's really your personal choice. With that thread, I just want to make sure that's really stuck down. So I actually just took a glue dot. And I'm just going to stick it under this corner. Just to make sure everything stays stuck. You don't want anything coming undone. There we go. Alright. So I'm going to take, again, to figure out how to get those different color, they're basically stamped and die cut with the same suite. But if you want to see the different inks, there is a different video on how to do that. I'm just going to run a little bit of glue down this one side, down the right side. Because I'm going to line it up. Right about maybe there. Alright. And then the second one, so we have two. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this one. Because I want to pop it up. Give it some dimension there. A little bit of height. So I just put two down the middle. Take the backings off. And we're just going to line this up. Again, I haven't really, no real preference on which way they go. Just until you find something you like. I like how that kind of lines up. Just stick those down. And then I took a little gold bow in that same thread. Just going to grab a glue dot here. Put it on the back. Okay. And I just want it so it goes right over top of the little stem. Alright, so that's where we're at. And then I've taken these gold embellishments. So these are gold adhesive back dots. They kind of have like a... They're really gold, like they have a shiny finish, but they're also, I don't know, kind of like a dusted gold maybe. I'm not really quite sure how to describe those properly. And then I just kind of put them wherever, again, it's your preference. And I'm always keen on doing three, like not necessarily three. Three is usually my go-to, but if you're putting any sort of embellishment like those, I try to keep them in an odd number. That's what I was always taught when painting, is you kind of keep it odd, and I've just kind of translated that into my cards naturally. I don't know if there's any set rule to that, but that's kind of my go-to is usually 3, but if not 3, it's usually an odd number. Right, and then that card is done. So I hope you enjoy that.